no doubt in my mind that America is the greatest country in the world. Today, saying that statement would probably get you some ugly looks and some very hateful messages on Twitter. But today, I think I can prove it. I believe America is the greatest country in the world because of its history, because of the rights it gives to its citizens, and because of the American people. I believe we can trace a lot of the success and greatness of this country back to the founding of the country and the founding of the Constitution. America was the first country based off of the principles of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and set the recipe for success for countries to follow. And many countries have tried to follow America's success, and many have failed at it, some have succeeded, but by far America's had the best beginnings. We've also saved the world a couple times. In both world wars, America was the difference between the Allied powers losing the war and winning the war. In World War I, America joined Lade, giving the Allied powers an advantage over the Germans who had been dominating the war to that point. And in World War II, America's involvement put the Allied powers ahead of the Axis powers and stopped the Nazis. Another big moment in American history was the space race. America and Russia, the two biggest powers at the time, were competing to be the first to make it to the moon and competing to have dominance over the world. America not only beat Russia to the moon, but won the Cold War, putting them on the top of the world powers. Even today, we can see America's greatness. We are the military and police force for pretty much the entire world. There are so many countries that we protect, and without them, they'd be open to attacks everywhere. That just shows our importance to the rest of the world. Historically, Americans have also had rights that other countries don't have. The First Amendment gives Americans the right to free speech. This is pretty unique because in most countries you can be jailed for speech that the country doesn't like. And even in first world countries like Britain and Canada, you can be jailed for hate speech. While in America, you have the right to say anything, no matter how hateful or how stupid it is. Another right that Americans have is the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. The Second Amendment gives Americans the ability to protect themselves with firearms. This was given to Americans by the Founding Fathers because they wanted to protect the citizens not only from other Americans that were committing crimes or trying to kill them, but also from governments. They were worried that either a foreign government or the American government would try to attack the citizens, and they wanted the citizens to be protected. Also in America, in our judicial system, everybody is innocent until proven guilty. This was pretty big at the time because until then, normally the burden of proof was put on the defendant. Today, you had to prove that you committed the crime, not that you didn't commit the crime. And a lot of countries have copied this model for their judicial system, but the founding of it can be traced back to America. Another reason that makes America great is the American dream. Anybody can make it in America if they put in enough work. This is a big reason why we have a lot of immigrants coming into the country who just can't make it in their home country like they could in America. And a big reason to that is our economic freedoms. In America, you can work however much you want, you can work however little you want. I think this is what truly separates America from other countries because you just don't have these opportunities in foreign countries. Another big reason that what I think it truly makes America great is its people. There's so many different types of Americans. America is considered the melting pot for all of the culture that's in America, and that's very unique. We also have a ton of citizens that join the military. These Americans are even more special because they are serving to protect their citizens and to give them and protect their rights. Americans also come together during times of great struggle, like events like 9/11 or natural disasters like the recent hurricanes Americans will come together to help other Americans. I think that's what truly makes America great, and we need more of it. Today, America is filled with a lot of hate, and if we could come together as Americans, I feel like the country would be even better than it is. No matter its flaws, the American people are what makes America great. Thank you.